Hello, good evening and welcome to ITV News Anglia.
Our headlines this Friday evening.
And here in St Ives, they're raising a glass and a bottle to the shop that's taking the world of beer by storm.
Now, look, we've talked a lot on this programme about the struggles local businesses are facing, but this next shop opened during the height of the pandemic and it's now been named the best beer shop in the country.
The Filling Station in St Ives won Independent Beer and Cider Retailer of the Year, beating larger shops in London and Manchester. Matthew Hudson went to find out what makes this booze boutique so special.
At this food outlet park on the outskirts of St Ives, heading out to the Fens, you'll find a former shipping container. It's home to the Filling Station, the dream, the passion of Matt Kelly, and it's now also officially Britain's best independent beer shop. A labour of love that has won over important names in the industry.
It's relatively easy to open a beer shop and stock it full of all the big hitting names from the craft beer world up and down the country, but the Filling Station's all about discovering those little nuggets that are just bubbling under the radar, those breweries that have maybe just started, that are making phenomenal beers but haven't quite hit the headlines yet. So the price point is really good, but the beer is phenomenal. So we're all about discovering those and getting those out to our customers. It's a big part of what we do.
The shop opened just 20 months ago during the pandemic, benefiting from the boom in home drinking. Matt spent more than 20 years with Carlsberg in Northampton before making his expertise work for himself. But after being shortlisted to a final at London's Dorchester Hotel, they still had to beat much larger, more established shops in London and Manchester to take the title. Many beer shops will sell you British brews you've barely heard of, continental beers you can barely pronounce, and the Filling Station will also do that. But the real passion here is for draft beers. Many of them come from local breweries, some of which struggle to get sold in our pubs. Others come from around the country, from breweries that are really starting to make a name for themselves. The company strives for environmental as well as business sustainability. Reusable bottles mean less waste, less raw materials in production.
So they come in, they bring their empty bottles back if they've been before. They choose one of the 10 beers off the board. They can try any of the beers before they buy it from our tasting wall. And then we pressure fill it into a 1 or 2 litre glass bottle. And once it's sealed, if they don't open that bottle, it stays fresh for 30 days.
Is that right?
Yeah, so it's great draft UK craft beer to drink at home.
While it's a wonderful accolade to be judged and found worthy by your peers, successful businesses don't stand still. This site is going to be expanded. Matt plans to open a second filling station in our region, spreading the gospel of good beer. Matthew Hudson, ITV News, St Ives in Cambridgeshire.
I love the name of that place, the Filling Station.
Yeah, and just
superb.
the aesthetics, the way it looks as well. That would have been your top job, wouldn't it?
What have I told? Yeah, well, I'm just pleased that Matt got to do that and to meet Matt, and congratulations. Absolutely brilliant. And to champion local beers, I think is so important, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like anything local is really fantastic. It's what we do on the programme.
It's great to see a success story as well. Right, it was very chilly early.